Take it easy. Relax. Go for it now.
Stay low with him, all right?
Right there, baby.
And keep shooting uppercut. Wait, you got to do it when you're close, not when you're too far away, all right?
The jab get close.
If it's not there, I'm not going to throw.
That's
No,
right.
I don't want you to throw it if it ain't there.
Go to the body. Go to the body with everything you got.
Al pecho, go to water, go to water. Métele en el piso con el puta, métele en el piso, Está mirando el coche,
You heard our interpreter, Hector Garcia. Vasquez's corner saying, go to the body with everything you've got. Pernell Whitaker hoping to be selective and choose his shots in this last round.
Well, Ronnie Shields has been giving him the correct advice. He keeps telling him to use your jab and box. And every time he does that, he wins the round, puts him in the bank. Right now, I would say that Vasquez has to score a knockout to win this fight.
Pernell Whitaker, perhaps partially stunned by the blow. Showboating a little bit. Vasquez pulling in.
Let him go, Vasquez.
Make no mistake about it, Pernell Whitaker is well aware of Roy Jones Jr.'s challenge for the title of best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Ever since November 18th, when Jones had his spectacular performance against James Toney, Pernell has been waiting to get back into the ring to try to show his stuff. From that standpoint, it hasn't been the kind of showing he might have hoped for. He gambles, goes down toward his knees again, and could have gone down if Vasquez had landed something there.
Well, absolutely. And you know, the crowd doesn't like this showboating. They don't like what the Pernell Whitaker is doing now. It was a tough fight. It looks like he has no respect for his opponent when he does things like that.
On the other hand, there he pulls out another magic moment with the solid left hand over the top. Whitaker must be fairly confident now that he's ahead on the scorecards, because he certainly hasn't gone all out to win the 12th round, Gil.
But he's still scoring those points, making it very difficult for the other guy to really do anything effective. And I think that's all he has to do in this round. Just avoid getting knocked out.
Good solid 1-2 by Whitaker in the middle of the ring. 1 minute to go.
Whitaker appears to be the fresher man right now, which means Vasquez didn't do his job early in the fight, Gil.
Absolutely. What we had mentioned, he should have stayed to the body early. As soon as he hurt Whitaker, he went right back up to the head. Forgot all about what got him there.
Didn't invest enough in the body punching through the fight from round to round to round. And remember, if Whitaker wins, as it now appears he is likely to do, he's only the 4th fighter in the history of the sport to win world championships in 4 different weight classes, joining Hearns, Leonard, and Duran. As Larry Merchant points out, he joins only Duran as a former lightweight champion to go up and win the junior middleweight title 19 pounds more. It's a whale of an accomplishment, even if it comes on something less than his best night.
And you know, Jim, I would still have Whitaker winning even if the referee did not deduct those 2 points.
It'll be interesting to see the scorecards. Much of the crowd booing Pernell as he stands on the ring ropes in the corner in his characteristic victory gesture. This guy hasn't been booed a lot in the past, except by the pro Buddy McGirt Madison Square Garden crowd.
Well, a little too much showboating. You always have to show respect for your opponent in this sport. Most of the times when a fight's over, both guys hug each other to show respect. And this time he did not do it.
And now Vasquez makes a little fun of Whitaker by getting up on the ring ropes himself. Harold Letterman, your final scorecard. What you got?
Well, Jim, I got it pretty close. 7 rounds to 5, 114, 111, Petey Whitaker. I just thought Pernell did enough boxing through the last 6 rounds to win this fight. Certainly, I thought he climbed away to 12th round again, as he does in most of his fights. You know, and it's dangerous in a close fight. But the 2-point deductions, the 2 points that Julio Cesar Vasquez lost for the rapid punching, certainly have to hurt him in his scoring. He made up one of them with a clean knockdown in round 4. But I just thought that Pernell Whitaker won enough rounds, won 7 rounds to capture this decision, and I predict it's going to be close.
You see a narrow margin decision for Whitaker as well, Gil?
No, I think that Pernell Whitaker won the fight by at least 3 points.
You think he won it going away?
Therefore, even if Tony Orlando's 2 points didn't count, I still had Whitaker winning by outboxing Vasquez in the last half of the fight.
But will the performance add fuel to the fire of those who say that Roy Jones Jr. has now surpassed Pernell as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world?
Well, that's a subjective judgment, Jim.
Let's go up to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Caesar's Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Phoenix Cesar scores about 118 to 110. John Riley has it 118 to 107. And Guy Julio scores it 116 to 110 for the winner. And new champion, Pernell Whitaker.
Come on. Get by Larry. Get by Tony. Get by Tony.
Unanimous decision by surprisingly large scoring margins for Pernell Whitaker. Did I hear a 118-107 in there, Gil?
I heard that. I can't believe it. I thought Pernell clearly won the fight by not by that large a margin.
All three of the scores a little bit wider than we might have thought. And you take a look at final punch stat numbers, which will once again show that Whitaker was by far the more accurate of the two. And Vasquez threw many, many more punches. Look at that. Vasquez throwing 239 more punches than Whitaker. Whitaker landing 77 more punches than Vasquez. And the disparity in connect percentages as a result, 57% for Whitaker, who lands at a higher percentage than maybe any fighter ever tracked over a long period of time by punch stat numbers. And Vasquez landing at a relatively low rate. Whitaker landing 58% of his jabs. He threw 399 of them, and Gil, that's where he won the fight.
Absolutely, and good advice from the corner. Box jab, use that jab, put the rounds in the bank.
Good night for Ronnie Shields in his first tour of duty replacing George Benton. Let's go to Larry Merchant, who stands by with Pernell Whitaker.
Pernell, this didn't appear to be the kind of virtuoso performance we're used to, even though you won yet another championship. But give us your appraisal of what happened in here tonight.
First of all, I think that was an excellent game plan we had. Ronnie Shields did a good job in the gym. We worked on this. You know, we worked on everything we did today. He perfected the training camp to a T. We just fought our fight.
The first half of the fight, Vasquez seemed a little quicker, seemed to box you more than expected. Give us your appraisal of then and before you started to take over.
I think the first 6 rounds was, we just wanted to get some rounds in the books before we just open up a little bit more. You know, the jab was the only punch I really needed in the fight. Plus, you know, you got to give me some credit. I moved up. I just tried this one fight, and it was a perfect.
Were you comfortable in this? Could you feel that he's stronger than other fighters you fought?
No, not really, not necessarily. No, I felt very strong in the ring. As you can see, I didn't have to move around as much.
Was your added weight any problem as far as your quickness? Do you feel?
I didn't put on too many pounds. I just worked out, stayed natural. I just came in the ring having nothing to worry about but to prepare for the fight. And I'd like to thank everybody. When I started, everyone in Houston, Texas that helped me through this camp. I want to thank everybody back in Virginia, as well as my 3 boys. I want to thank them.
What happened on the knockdown?
What knockdown? Obviously, I was. It really was. I didn't think it was a knockdown. I was just off balance, as you can see.
Well, he hit you in the jaw.
But that's okay. But I had to get up. I got up, and it really wasn't a full-fledged knockdown. It was really nothing.
All right. What are your future plans now? I know you've talked about Roy Jones. Do you really want to go back to the welterweight division where there are some good young fighters, or are you willing, under the right conditions, to challenge a Roy Jones?
Oh, come on now. That's preposterous. I'm not. Roy Jones is a 168-pounder. I'm gonna go back down and defend my fight, the mandatory fight, at the 147-pound weight class. And I want everybody from Virginia to know that if I do decide to come back home, I want this to be back home at Harbor Park, fellas. Let me plug my sons. I want to say hi to Dominique, Pernell and Don Tavius. I love you guys. Lil Honor and Jim and you, mother-in-law. Thanks very much.
And thank HBO.
Thank you, Pernell. Jim.
All right, thanks very much, Larry Merchant. So Pernell says that he had it under control all the way. Good fight plan, well articulated by Ronnie Shields. And I'll tell you, the guy is so good, Gil, that he can have a little bit of an off night and still win a lopsided decision.
Well, it was a close fight for 6 rounds, Jim. But in the end, Pernell Whitaker pulled away. But if I was in his corner, I would have been sweating because Vasquez was able to set himself. Even though he didn't land those punches, he was able to get rid of them.
Pernell talks about going back down to 147 pounds to welterweight to fight a mandatory. That would be against a slick English southpaw named Gary Jacobs. We saw him on the undercard tonight. Did you see anything to indicate that Gary Jacobs could give Pernell Whitaker trouble?
Well, he may be slick after he puts the Vaseline on him before the fight, but he's just a rough, tough kid, Jacobs, and I just think that Pernell will be able to outbox him, and easily.
And it's unfortunate